Hey, Chiefs Kingdom! If you want the Chiefs to absolutely crush the draft this year, go ahead and smash that like button right now. It's that time of the year again. The NFL Scouting Combine is here, and you better believe Brett Veach and Andy Reid are locked in, scouting the next wave of talent that could shape the future of this team. The Combine isn't just about 40-yard dash times or bench press reps. It's where teams get a real feel for these prospects. Who's got that Chiefs mentality? Who can step in and make an impact right away? And with the way this team is built, every draft pick matters. The right move here could mean another Super Bowl run. But while the front office is focused on the future, there are some big questions about the present test, especially when it comes to a few key players. That's exactly what we're diving into today. We've got updates straight from Brett Veach and Andy Reid on the status of Travis Kelce, Trey Smith, and the team's overall strategy moving forward. Let's be real. Every Chiefs fan is waiting to hear one thing. Is Travis Kelce coming back for another season? We finally have some clarity, thanks to Brett Veach. His comments have sparked plenty of discussion, and we're about to break it all down. So, what do you think? Drop a comment right now. Do you believe the Chiefs will dominate this draft? Let's talk about it. Now, let's get into the big news on Travis Kelce. All right, let's talk about the biggest question on every Chiefs fan's mind. Travis Kelce, coming back for another season. Before Brett Veach spoke, there was a lot of uncertainty. Kelce just wrapped up his 11th NFL season. He's accomplished everything a player could dream of. And let's be honest, his life off the field is pretty great too. With all that in mind, some fans started wondering if he'd call it a career. But then, Brett Veach finally addressed the situation. And Chiefs Kingdom, you're going to love this. Here's what he had to say. I don't see any reason why Kelce wouldn't be back. He's still playing at an elite level, and he's as motivated as ever. That's right, Veach. Sounds confident that Kelce isn't going anywhere. Now let's break it down. Kelce is still under contract for 2 more seasons, but his deal is very team-friendly compared to other top tight ends. He's set to make around $14 million next year, which is a bargain for a player of his caliber. However, the real question isn't just about money. It's about how Kelce feels physically and mentally. Playing at this level takes a toll, and he's been dealing with more bumps and bruises than ever. But here's the thing, Kelce's connection with Mahomes is irreplaceable. The offense runs through them, and without Kelce, the Chiefs' passing game looks completely different. Even at 34 years old, he's still one of the best tight ends in the league. His leadership, his ability to get open in crucial moments, those things don't just disappear. So, let's get interactive. Do you think Kelce should run it back for another year? Drop a high in the comments for hell yes, or HN for hell no. Let's see what Chiefs Kingdom thinks. Now, while Brett Veach is optimistic, Andy Reid had a slightly different take on the situation. Let's hear what Big Red had to say. So, Brett Veach seems pretty confident that Kelce is coming back. But what about Andy Reid? You know how Big Red operates. He's always a little more cautious with his words. And when he was asked about Kelce's future, he didn't shut down the possibility of retirement. Instead, he kept it simple. We'll see where he's at, but we love having him. That might not sound like much, but if you read between the lines, it tells us something important. Andy knows that Kelce has been through a lot. At 34, he's not just dealing with the physical grind of an NFL season. There's also the mental side of things. Motivation is key. Does Kelce still have that fire to go through another full season? That's the real question. And even if he does return, we might start seeing a shift in his role. Could 2024 be the year Kelce transitions from the absolute centerpiece of the passing game to a more situational weapon? Think about it. Guys like Rashee Rice have already started stepping up, and the Chiefs are expected to add more receiving talent in the offseason. Instead of relying on Kelce for 10 targets a game, we could see him used more strategically, especially in third down and red zone situations. That brings up a big question. For if Kelce takes on a smaller role, Who should be Mahomes' top target in 2025? Should it be Rashee Rice? Maybe a new draft pick? Or even a free agent signing? Drop your pick in the comments. One thing is for sure, the Chiefs need more reliable playmakers. Whether Kels plays every snap or takes a step back, someone else needs to become a true no. One option in this offense. And speaking of key players, there's another major question the Chiefs need to answer this offseason. What's happening with Trey Smith? Let's get into it. All right, let's talk about Trey Smith. He's been an absolute beast on the offensive line. One of the biggest steals in recent draft history. But here's the problem. He's about to get paid. And the Chiefs, well, they might not have the cap space to match what other teams will offer. Smith is heading into the final year of his rookie deal. And let's be honest, he's one of the best young guards in the league. Interior linemen who can dominate in both pass protection and run blocking don't come cheap. Some experts believe he could land a contract worth $15 million per year or more. Can the Chiefs afford that? Brett Veach has already spoken about the situation, and he made it clear. They want to keep him. But wanting and being able to are two different things. The Chiefs have already invested big money in Joe Thuney, and Creed Humphrey's extension is coming soon. If another team offers Smith a massive deal, Kansas City might not be able to match it. So, what happens if Smith leaves? The Chiefs would have a huge hole to fill on the offensive line. They could look to the draft to find a young replacement, or explore the free agent market for a cheaper veteran option. But losing a guy like Smith would hurt, especially when protecting Mahomes is the top priority. What do you think? Should the Chiefs do whatever it takes to keep Trey Smith? Drop your vote in the comments. Either way, this decision will impact the Chiefs' off-season strategy especially in the draft. And speaking of that, let's break down how Kansas City is planning for 2025. Now that we've talked about Trey Smith, let's shift gears to the bigger picture, the 2025 NFL Draft. No matter what happens with Smith, the Chiefs will need to reload and reinforce key positions to stay dominant. Andy Reid has already hinted that the draft will be a major focus this year. And let's be real, Brett Veach has a track record of finding gems. Just look at Creed Humphrey, Nick Bolton, and Isaiah Pacheco. The Chiefs don't just draft well, they draft with a purpose. So, what positions need the most attention? Wide receiver. Even if Rashee Rice continues to develop, the Chiefs need more firepower from Mahomes. Offensive line. If Trey Smith leaves, this becomes a major priority. Edge rusher. More pass rushing help for Chris Jones would make this defense even scarier. One of the biggest debates among NFL fans is, who's the best general manager, Brett Veach or Howie Roseman? Veach has built a dynasty in Kansas City, while Roseman keeps the Eagles competitive. But if Veach nails another draft class, the conversation might be over. Here's a question for you, Eef. You could pick one player for the Chiefs in the draft. Who would it be? Drop your answer in the comments. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most important in recent memory. And as always, we'll keep you updated on every move the Chiefs make. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.